Hello friends, Brandy Falcon here with Falcon Healing Arts, where I help women and their families heal on every level. And in today's video, I want to talk with you about the difference between reacting to life and responding to life. And this difference is pretty huge. If you do not understand the difference, this can affect your life, the quality of your life, your relationships, even your holistic health in a negative way. But if you do understand this difference between responding and reacting, then it can turn your life completely around. So what is the difference between reacting and responding? We actually talk about this quite a lot in meditation circles. It's so foundational to mindfulness practices that I make sure I teach this to my clients and students. Reaction is impulsive. So you've probably heard the term knee-jerk reaction. It's something we do automatically without any thought involved usually. And this is good, of course, in emergency situations, such as if you're reacting to a hot stove. You, of course, pull away your hand as quickly as possible. Same with if you smell smoke in the house, you're going to race to find the source, and automatically you know whether it's something you can handle or not. And if it is so big you cannot handle it, you get out of the house. You're thinking of self-preservation. And so reaction has a lot to do with emotion, with past experiences, with instinct, of course, but also can have quite a lot to do with our habits, addictions, and even trauma. It's a fight or flight response. So when we are reacting to someone, it is a stress response and activates the sympathetic nervous system, secretes cortisol and other stress hormones, which we know can impact our health. And the majority of the population has serious issues with stress management. So this is something that we really need to be paying attention to. Now, responding, on the other hand, is more thoughtful. It is slower. Even though it can be quick, it is definitely slower than a reaction. Emotion is still involved, of course, but you're noticing your emotional response. And hopefully you're also paying attention to your intention behind wanting to act, your motivation involved, and also thinking of the long-term consequences of the action that you're about to take. So when you are responding, it is from this bigger, wider perspective. Being able to respond to a situation is one of the first steps in order to make significant change in your life. It is one of the first steps of healing. So responding and pausing, really taking the time to move mindfully in your life, can help you break out of negative belief patterns, habits, and harmful addictions, creating more peace inside and also with your outer life. So when we are responding to others around us appropriately, we are considering them. We're considering their thoughts and feelings. We're considering where they are in life. We can see things from their perspective. And so the whole world can use this lesson of what is the difference between responding and reacting. Because with so many heated, controversial subjects, right now we're all just reacting to each other from this deep wound of being constantly offended and provoked. And this is furthering the division and hatred that we are seeing. And this is really hard to witness in the world right now with influencers, with the media, with our politicians, and people who are supposed to be world leaders speaking for everyone. that there is not this consideration. And I'm talking in a general sense right now because there are so many things that we could speak to specifically about this. But in general, if there is something they don't like, there's the tendency to want to silence, to kill off, or completely ignore others, and to push a certain ideology instead that makes them feel comfortable. And we're not just talking about their reaction to people here, but even systems and even natural occurrences like this war on disease and germs that we're seeing right now, where they are not considering the long-term effects of the actions that they are promoting. And I want to come at this from a different angle now, which I hope is not too much of a shift. I also want to talk about how responding versus reacting, knowing the difference, is important if you're trying to follow your human design. So I did an introduction video on this last month you can check out, but basically it's a system that brings together the Kabbalah, astrology, the chakra system, and the I Ching. So it is this blueprint for living in the most authentic way. And there are two types, generators and manifesting generators, which make up 70% of the population. So this is the majority of the world are gens and mani-gens. And this is important to this topic because the strategy of these two energy types is to respond. So strategy is the way they know how to make a decision, what is the motivation behind each step they take on their life path. It is responding to things in the world that we are influenced by. So I am a pure generator, and I am responding to the people around me and other things that are inspirational. The strategy is different for manifestors, projectors, and reflectors, which I'm not going to get into right now. Of course, they respond and react to life around them too. But when we're talking about following our human design, focusing on responding to the world is what gens and mani-gens need to pay attention to in order to make the best steps, one at a time, on their life path. And when a gen or mani-gen is trying to figure out their human design on their own and see that they need to be responding to the world, to others, to things that inspire them, there can be this confusion about reacting instead. So still not understanding the difference between these two types of actions. And I'm finding that I need to explain that a lot, especially since most of the readings that I do are for gens and mani-gens. I need to make sure that they know the difference. And this is something that I coach them through for the week of support that I offer after the readings. This difference between responding and reacting is one key bit of info that I think may be lost if someone is trying to figure it out all on their own. So if you are interested in getting a human design reading with me, you can check out the description below for my contact information. So I hope this gives you a lot to think about, and if you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, share it with a friend, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Well wishes to you, friends.